All right, we are back with another pick'em video. Going to be going over my favorite plays for the NBA today. I'm loving the picks I'm giving out today. Sometimes that doesn't translate to the best results, but it's one of those days where they're definitely popping off the page, and we're getting some great value. So, a few things. If you're new here, definitely go ahead and subscribe. Leave the video a like, and then comment anything down below. I actually have a request for a comment today, and that's going to be, what time do you guys like these videos to come out? I like to do it at like around noon my time. It takes me a little bit to edit, so they usually come around 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time. Now that probably hurts my viewership a little bit, but it does allow you guys to allows me to attack a full slate of games. So like if I'm attacking these at 3 a.m., which sometimes I drop videos at 3 a.m., they do a little bit better in terms of viewers. But I'm not attacking a full board. You are attacking a little bit of earlier value. There's definitely some lines out there, but typically, when people wake up to that video, all those lines are going to be bumped anyway. So, just a comment would be awesome to see. What time you guys would like this to come out. Do you like your like Pacific times totally different than Eastern time? So just let me know that too. I'm just curious what you guys think. Again, I would like to get more views. I'd like sometimes to post earlier, but again, when I post around noon or whatever, I can attack a full slate of games, fantasy scores, and other things like that. So just let me know down in the comments below. It also just helps YouTube push this video out. But if you're new here, also, we go over our plays every single time. These were our plays from yesterday. Actually, I didn't give you Lou Dort. It was a goblin. I never play goblins, and I thought that one looked amazing. It was like an 80% hit rate on the year. I don't know how you play an entire game and don't get one assist. It was a close game, too. It's not like OKC blew them out. San Antonio actually won the game in the end, but it was like a decent scoring, high-scoring game, or like a normal scoring game. I don't know how you don't get one assist, especially with the hit rate, like 80%. So I didn't even give this one out. So we went 3 for 4. Dame under his free throws. He got like 2 early ones, but again, Milwaukee always crushes Charlotte, and he didn't end up playing the end of the game. So that one was people in the Discord were freaking out when he got those first 2 free throws, but he stayed under for us. Sengun, I talked about his attitude issue. He got ejected, so I kind of called that one pretty well. Only 11 points and rebounds here, absolutely crushed the under. And then talk about someone crushing the over. Brook Lopez, first half fantasy score, he got in like 5 minutes, so that was no sweat. But Draymond Green was our culprit here. I kind of talked about it being, I don't know how I've gone to this guy so many times. He's been cashing for us, but 0 points. Was not involved in the offense at all. This is exactly what happened, and it happens sometimes. He does get 0 points just randomly. He'll get 10 points in the first half, or he'll get 0 sometimes. And it's because Steph came out hot. So when Steph comes out hot and he gets the ball to him, Draymond's just going to keep feeding him. There's no reason for him to shoot the ball himself, and he knows that too. So they were trying to feed Steph, feed Clay when he came off the bench. So no points for Draymond. He was our only miss. But yeah, let's jump into things. But real quick, want to shout out the Discord. There's also a giveaway going on. So if you haven't joined the giveaway, I highly recommend doing it. There's not a whole bunch of people in the giveaway. I think there's like 10 now. So you have a decent chance of winning. It's a $250 giveaway. The way you enter is by, I'm actually going to pause this video for a second because my trackpad's being weird, but all right, sorry about that. But the way you enter is very simple. You either look at the description of this video where it's going to show all my codes and links. You just got to sign up to any of those codes and links using my code or link. And they're also right here. This is the Discord. I highly recommend joining the Discord. It's free to join. And if you sign up for one of these codes, you are going to get entered into the giveaway. So I'll pull up the giveaway details right here in the announcements tab real quick. So you can pause this video, check out all the details for the giveaway. Just use any of my codes. That's going to get you an entry into the giveaway. If you sign up using 2 of my codes, that's going to give you 2 entries. If you sign up for 3, that's going to give you 3 entries, etc. So sign up using my codes. DM me on Instagram, on Discord's probably the easiest. Just DM me, say, hey, use your code. Here are the screenshots, and I'll say, okay, cool. I'll track those. And then when I do the giveaway, I'm going to have the wheel up. So you'll be able to see, I'm not skimping anyone. You'll be able to see your entry in the wheel. And that's also going to translate to a free month. So any amount of codes you use is going to translate to a free month of the premium Discord where you get access to all of my slips. But I think is even cooler aspect, you get access to a cool community, a fun community. If you like sports betting, this is a really fun community. We talk sports, we talk games when they're going on. We celebrate our wins. We cry about our losses or whatever you want to call it. But it's just a fun community. So you're going to get into the giveaway. You're going to get into the Rich Club is what I call it, the premium Discord. And you're going to get all the perks for signing up using my code anyway. They all have deposit matches up to $100. If you want to sign up for Sleeper, it's up to $500. They also have all their perks in general just because they throw promotions at us all the time. PrizePicks today, it's Flex Friday. Totally forgot to mention that, but I'll go over that in a second. It's Flex Friday. We get a free protected play, $20. If it loses, it goes back in your account. Underdog has Freaky Friday today. It just means we're going to get two discounted lines today. So might as well take advantage of Underdog. Chalkboard's always throwing discounts at us, literally every single day. Sleeper has been doing that as well. Every Wednesday, you get discounts on Sleeper. So dabble, and you get $10 just for literally clicking onto the app and making an account. Use $10 right off the bat. They're also newer, so they have softer lines. And then DG Fantasy, we'll talk about that when we go over the picks, but huge advantage for you guys. It shows you market value and how to attack the lines. So highly recommend getting on all of them. Again, to clarify, sorry about this, it's taking too long, but you get into the giveaway for any amount of codes you use. You get a month free for any amount of codes you use. And then you also get the perks for signing up. So do that. That enters the giveaway. But let's jump into the board. This is the Discord. Obviously, we have a whole bunch of fun in here. Get your butts in here. But let's jump into the board finally. Let's go over some picks. First guy I'm going to be talking about is going to be Tyus Jones, quickly becoming one of the best passers in the league, but his 9.5 assist line, I think, is a little bit too high, and he's going up against the Clippers, who are one of the better defenses in the league. So going under on Tyus Jones here. Let's hop over to his Outlier page. I already got it pulled up. This is Outlier. You get a free week trial if you want to try it out. It's the first tool I ever got. I did not look back, and they just keep rolling out updates and getting better and better. But yeah, this is what we got the last 20 games. Like I said, he's quickly becoming one of the better passers in the league. He's been absolutely crushing the passing. So that is tough to see. Any last five bettors, if you go to PrizePicks and look at the last five, you're going to hate this line because he's literally been crushing this. But we see the Lakers defense. They're about middle of the road in terms of assists allowed. To point guards specifically, it's a little bit better. They're 9th ranked. So that's good. The matchup is at least in our favor. And they're also 15.5-point underdogs here. That's huge for me because in games that they've lost, we can actually toggle that right here. This hit rate gets a whole lot better. So this is the last 20 games and games they've lost. And we see, he's still gone over in 2 of these games, but the hit rate's ridiculous. So assuming that the Clippers go out, handle business, they're also away. The Clippers are home. So that's another right direction there. So yeah, hit rate looks incredible once you realize that these are the games they've lost. They've been playing a little bit better lately. And a lot of that's because of Tyus, but 15.5-point spread, they should hopefully lose this thing, and then it looks a whole lot better. So hit rate does look good when you dive into it a little bit deeper. Matchup's very good too, but we also attack value over here. We don't just look at hit rates. That's not the end-all, do-all. Tyus Jones right here. Again, DG Fantasy. This is part of the giveaway. If you wanted to use DG Fantasy, you're going to get 25% off your first month and also get entered into that giveaway, plus a free month of the Discord. So very, very much a whole lot of incentive to do so. But it just gives us awesome value. Oh my God, 155 on Pinnacle. That's crazy. This is actually going up. So that's awesome to see. But under 9.5 assists, 53.5% chance to hit. Love to see that. That's just the algorithm or whatever they use to tell us the percentages. And why are they giving us this percentage? It's because Pinnacle, one of the sharpest sportsbook out there, has this at minus 155 to go under 9.5. So we're getting crazy value on PrizePicks. This will probably get bumped. FanDuel has this at minus 140. DraftKings is at minus 125, so not as strong, but still very strong, favored to go under. All these books across the boards have this extremely favored to go under. Tyus Jones, I'm loving this line. So hit rate, matchup, all looks good when you dive into it. Market value is awesome. And then in terms of the RotoWire projection model, this is my favorite projection model out there. I already had them in, but we can see, they're favoring his over on the points. They're favoring his overs on the points and rebounds. But the under on the assists right here, 9.5. We see the under heavily favored in terms of their projection model. They're projecting 7.2. So again, if you get 7, might be a little sweaty, but it doesn't hurt us. If he gets 8, might be a little sweaty, it doesn't hurt us. If he gets 9 even, he can get 9 assists, and we still win this one. So everything pointing in the right direction once we get down to the bare bones of things. And this is RotoWire, 2-day free trial. Again, highly recommend it. It's really cheap. I think it's like $13 a month or something after that 2-day free trial. You don't even have to put your credit card in to try this thing out. But yeah, really, really liking Tyus Jones. He's going to be our first play. Next guy we're going to be talking about is going to be Brook Lopez. Again, we went to him yesterday. We went to his first half fantasy score. Once he gets a fantasy score line, I'd love that line too. He just doesn't have one yet. But going to be going back to Brook Lopez. Points and assists at 12.5. I'm loving this line. We'll talk about it a little bit deeper, but he's going against the Bulls and he's going against a specific center that he likes to dominate. So let's go to Brook Lopez over on Outlier here. We see, again, huge hit rate, which is awesome to see. A little bit better than the Tyus Jones one here. 70% hit rate on the last 20 games. So he's been crushing this. I don't know what happened in this game against Charlotte. He came back against Charlotte. They had a back-to-back against Charlotte, but Not sure what happened here, kind of an outlier there, but yeah, he's been killing this line. And then in terms of the matchup, they go in against Chicago, who gives up the 11th most points and assists allowed. We're not too worried about. He's not going to get a whole bunch of assists, but assists allowed is 22nd. So maybe he does get two assists would be great for us. But specifically the matchup against Vucevic, it's someone he's played against extremely well in the past. So the hit rate the last 20 games, the last 10 games, all looks really good. Middleton is doubtful for this game too. So if you want to think about that, just a little bit more, options for Brook Lopez to get in a little bit more involved. But hit rate's looking very good. But the head-to-head is what I really like here. The last 7 matchups against Vucevic, he's gone over this line. Some of these games absolutely crushing. Obviously, these were, some of these from last year. But 2 of these matchups were from this year in the most recent one. So he had 22, 19 points and 3 assists against them back in December. And then late November, he also had 20 points, no assists. And then he did face off against these guys early November, and he didn't get there for us. But huge hit rate against Vucevic specifically. I actually went ahead and brought up his last 5 matchups against Vucevic. They're pulled up right here. And again, he just dominates him. So this was the most recent one right here, 19-3. We looked at that, 20-0, so just 20 points. Did have a stinker here, 11-0 points and assists. But the previous for that, 26 and 33 points. So it's someone he plays very, very well against. And I think he's got a great matchup against this Chicago team. So hit rate's looking very good. Matchup I absolutely love. Another one where the odds are in our favor as well. It's not as crazy as the Tyus Jones one, but they're favoring it. It's the best line in terms of market value on PrizePicks for Brook Lopez, 12.5. They're giving it a 52.38% chance to hit. Pinnacle doesn't have this line, but DraftKings, BetMGM, and Caesars all have this at -125 or better odds. So they're all favored to go over. And then another one where the projection model is in the right direction here. PRA is their favorite line, leaning towards the more here. But we see the points and assists down here is at 14.33 is their projection on our 12.5 line on PrizePicks. So loving Brook Lopez here. I love the matchup against Vucevic, and he's going to be our second play of the day. Next guy I want to talk about is going to be Donovan Mitchell. Going to be going to his fantasy score at 42.5. A few days ago on the video picks, we actually went to his fantasy score first half, and he didn't get there, but he crushed his full game over. And I like this. The hit rate's incredible, and I really like the matchup against Detroit. But Donovan Mitchell, 42.5 fantasy score. Let's jump into his outlier page. Another one with a great hit rate right off the bat, 70% of his last 20 games. And the biggest thing here that I like is he's coming off a stinker against Chicago. He had a horrible game. This actually, I think, went to double overtime. And I don't know which app it was, but we got a discount on his line. Donovan Mitchell's points line is usually at 26.5 or something like that. And we got it down to 20.5. So we got a great discount on the line. And people were pissed in the Discord, probably universally, because he didn't even get there in the double overtime. So he's coming off a stinker here, but I kind of like that. It's a bounce back spot for him. And every single time he's missed this in the last 20 games, he's bounced back pretty much with vengeance here. So hit rate's looking incredible. He also had a very, very good game against this Detroit team, who's one of the weaker defenses in the league, by the way. The last matchup they had, we can look at the head-to-head. They've played each other twice. He did miss it back in December, but crushed them more recently in late January, almost February, so about a month ago, with 71 fantasy points. So I don't mind the matchup at all. It's an 8.5 point spread too. You'd expect this to probably be higher. But I think Cade Cunningham plays very well against this Cleveland Cavaliers team. So I think that's kind of going into it. They're also away. So I'm not too worried about Donovan not performing, but it's actually a better situation if it stays close and he plays his full lot of minutes. So hit rate's looking very good. You can't get the better matchup than Detroit here, one of the weaker defenses in the league, especially in terms of scoring, where Donovan's going to get a lot of his fantasy points. So Donovan here at 42.5. Let's jump into his DG fantasy page here. Rebounds popping up at 53.25% chance to hit. That's fine. It bakes right into our fantasy score, which is the next up. They're giving it a 53.15% chance to hit. I love to see that FanDuel's at 43.7, a whole point or 1.2 points higher than what we're getting at PrizePicks. And FanDuel knows what they're doing with fantasy scores. So love to see that. BetMGM also has their fantasy score up higher than what PrizePicks has. So we're getting a discount. We're getting a good value here. That's always what we attack on this channel. And then Mitchell over here on the projection model, they're loving it. It's his favorite line to go over here, 42.5. on PrizePicks again. RotoWire is projecting 44.8. So everything, again, pointing in the right direction. I think Donovan has a bounce back spot like we talked about. Every single game he's missed this, he's bounced back with some vengeance, and he's coming off probably one of his worst games of the season. So Donovan, loving him at 42.5 fantasy score for our third play. All right, so before we get into our last pick, our fourth and final play, I do want to shout out my Instagram page. I also started a TikTok. They're brand new. I've only posted 2 videos, one each day. I'll post another one later today, and they're totally different plays from what I do on YouTube. And we haven't missed yet, so I'll go to our Lola wins here. This was the first video picks. De'Aaron Fox ended up not playing, but Luka and LeBron crushed their lines. And then this is from yesterday. We went 3-0, so we haven't missed. They're different lines than what I post on YouTube, and I'd really appreciate a follow because the shorts take so long to make. Hopefully I get a little bit quicker with them, but yeah, would really appreciate a follow on Instagram and on TikTok. And then last but not least, we're going to be going to Herb Jones. I think you could go to his 11.5 points. It is a popular play right now, but I'm going to be favoring his 13.5 points and assists. This is because the odds are favoring this a little bit more. And he's going up against Indiana, so he's got a great matchup in terms of scoring the ball. For assists, it's not amazing, but scoring the ball is what he's going to do mostly. And there's an injury today that I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to, and one of the bigger reasons why I'm going to Herb today. So we see this is his outlier page. We see points allowed is 28th to Indiana. They play with a ton of pace, so should be a whole bunch of opportunities for Herb to score the ball. And then we do see assists is 5th ranked, so does go down there, but he doesn't get a whole lot of assists anyway. He's going to do most of his damage in the scoring department. But we see a whole bunch of red in the last 20 games at the beginning, but a whole bunch of green recently. And that is because Dyson Daniels is out. So Summer League King himself, a guy that balls out in the Summer League when he gets the minutes, he's getting around 20 minutes per game this year. Obviously, he's doing nothing crazy. He's averaging like 5 points a game, but 20 minutes. And he plays a similar role to Herb Jones. And we see that the games without Dyson Daniels here. These are including last year. But in 2023, the games without Dyson Daniels, which have all been recently, Herb's been green. He's been 7 of the last 8 games. He's gone over this. Game against Washington was the only one he missed. But I love to see this green. So that 60% hit rate over the last 20, it turns into an 88% hit rate when you take Dyson Daniels out of the equation for the entire year. So the hit rate's looking incredible. I love the matchup. Again, he's going to do most of his damage scoring the ball. He did get 6 assists back against Chicago. He got 2 against Miami. So there's a little bit of incentive. He got 5 against Portland. So he does get some assists randomly here. But Herb Jones over 13.5, I think you could also go to his 11.5 points. But we'll check out his DG fantasy page over here. We see the top one is that points and assist line at 13.5. DraftKings has this at minus 130, so love to see that. And then that points line, again, is his second best line here, 11.5 across the board. Pinnacle's not loving this. It's about a 50-50 line. They're not favoring it to go under by any chance, but it's very much more 50-50. DraftKings does love that 11.5 line. And again, it does make a little bit more sense because Indiana gives up a whole bunch of points, but they don't give up too much of assists. So I'm favoring the odds here, 13.5 points and assists. And then over on the projection model, we see Herb, everything leaning towards the over here. Hit rate, again, has been incredible, especially without Dyson Daniels out, which have all been games recently. And he's getting a ton of run. I totally forgot to show the minutes. I will do that really quickly because I want to give you guys as much information as possible. He's getting a ton of run, 35 minutes, almost 36 minutes in games without Dyson Daniels. So they're expecting everything on the over here. Points and assists is also the top of this page, which is another reason why I'm leaning that way. So yeah, they're projecting 17.4 and a 13.5 line. Loving this pick for Herb Jones. And that's going to do it. Those are our 4 plays. Tyus Jones under 9.5 assists. Again, this is just the recap for anyone that just skipped to the end, or maybe you're trying to get these in right before the games. But highly recommend checking out all the stuff we talked about. Tyus Jones under 9.5 assists. Brook Lopez over 12.5 assists against Vucevic, someone he's dominated. Donovan Mitchell, hopefully a bounce back spot for him, over 42.5 fantasy score. And the Herb Jones, we just broke down his lines, 13.5 points and assists. But yeah, that will do it for today. Again, want to shout out the giveaway. Do not forget to try to get into that. Again, not a whole bunch of people in here just yet. $250 giveaway. It's going to be announced on March 6th. Sign up for any of my codes in the description of this video or the right here if you want to just pause this. PrizePicks, Underdog, Chalkboard, Sleeper, Dabble, or DG Fantasy. They have their perks in themselves, but for any amount, you'll get entered into the giveaway. 2 picks or 2 entries if you sign up for 2, 3 entries if you sign up for 3, etc. And that also translates for months free of the premium. So if you sign up for PrizePicks and Underdog, you're going to get 2 entries in the giveaway and 2 free months of the premium Discord. So highly recommend checking this out. We have a whole bunch of fun in here. And I'm also doing a second giveaway. So if anyone can't sign up for any of these or already has all these, don't worry, just join the Rich Club. After the conclusion of this giveaway, I'm going to be doing a second additional giveaway just for anyone in the Rich Club. So once you do sign up, just make sure you DM me or get in contact with me on Instagram or something, just so I know to put you into that entry. Yeah, loving these picks today. Again, go follow me on Instagram. There's going to be another free play for Sleeper over on Instagram. So check me out on and give me a follow. Again, those shorts take so long to make. But yeah, loving the value today. 9-game slate. Should be some fun games out there today. I know I'm looking forward to Boston versus Dallas. So that's the game I'm going to be watching. But yeah, loving these games, loving these picks, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And then before I go, don't forget Flex Friday on PrizePicks. If you're not on PrizePicks, highly recommend checking it out. But opt into Flex Friday. If you don't do that, you're not going to get your protected play. So opt into Flex Friday. Now we'll see you guys tomorrow.